I'm back again. It's a couple of minutes to 2, and I'm here. Hey, LA Prepper, where are you? I'm right here. I don't know if you can see me. You see me? Okay. Yeah. Today is just going to be basically an update on things that's going on. I really don't want to talk about politics, but you're welcome to comment and talk about it all you want to. I'm not going to stop anybody from talking politics because this is a heated subject, and you're welcome to it. Just keep it peaceful and subtle. Remember, we're all family on this channel. Okay. So hey, D Griffin. So I'm gonna talk about a few things, and like I said, I'm not gonna really try to talk about politics. I mean, if you comment on them and you want me to say something on the bottom, I will. But like I say, a long time ago, I learned not to talk about things I don't know about. And I'm gonna tell you the honest to God truth, I don't know about these elections. I have no idea what goes on with them. I'm just like at the bottom of the barrel as far as this stuff goes. So what's gonna be is gonna be. And like I say, whoever wins, we're gonna have to support them because we want to bring this country together. And if they're doing the right thing, we can get this country together because I'm so sick and tired of fighting among people. It's just crazy. I mean, we just can't get together. And it's just crazy. It's just crazy. I just want whoever wins to do the right thing. And like I say, so you can talk politics and I'm not going to stop you. All right. But anyway, I want to mention something that a lot of people don't notice. Remember I mentioned a couple of videos ago about the asteroid that was going to hit here on the Earth. It hit on the 1st. A lot of you guys don't know it, but I can tell you where it landed and where it hit. Okay, it landed in Polk County out there in Oregon, and they don't know what it is. See, the thing hit Earth, they don't know what it is. They say it's not a meteor, and they're still investigating. And it caused a massive fire out there. It was a massive fireball. And I just started to think what's going on out there because they got the Air Force and the federal administration, all of them are trying to investigate this thing that landed out there in Oregon. And then I turn on the TV today and I hear that they got riots in Oregon and the National Guard is out. I don't know if they got anything to do with each other, but I'm just saying. But it did hit on the 1st, and who knows what's going on. Okay. All right. So anyway, I just wanted to say another thing. I've been trying to lose weight and stuff like that, and I stepped on the scale today, and I'm down to 341. That's the smallest I've been in a long time. Because I started off in February. And February I weighed 375. If you ever watched that gun video I did, it's about my household weapons. You'll see how big I was, because I was standing up and I was limping around doing the video. And so far I lost 4 sizes, 4 pant sizes. Yeah, I was a big guy then. I'm still a big guy now, but I'm tall, so it don't really look that big on me. Even when you see me when I did my Comic-Con video and you see me walking around, I'm a big guy, but I don't look as big as I was. Yeah, so I'm down, I guess that's 375 to 341, 34 pounds, and they're kind of keeping it off. They say you need to lose weight to everybody. If you don't feel well, you need to lose weight. Me, I'm losing weight because of my knees and my hips, and I need to get fit for if anything do jump off. I want to be ready. They say you gotta get your body, your mind, and your spirit in shape for whatever might come. And so that's what I'm doing. My mind is in shape, my spirit is in shape, and now I got to get my body in shape. And so that's what we got to do. Let's see. LA Prepper for weight loss. I recommend a fun hobby that is active, like a bike ride. I can't ride a bike because of my hips and my knees. See, I got arthritis. See, that's one reason that I got so big. Because I couldn't be as active as I used to. I mean, I was a 3-sport player. You know, I played baseball, basketball, and football. I played all the time, and plus I carried mail for 30 years, 30 plus years. So, you know, so I lost all that mobility, you know, but then I invested in one of these machines that you put on the floor and you push the little things. I mean, it's like a paddle thing. And you see them on TV, they advertise them every day. And that seemed to help a lot, especially with my knees. Not so much the hips, but with the knees, they helped a lot. And then I started walking. That's what really made the difference. I started walking, you know. So, I mean, walking again. I was walking, but I just started walking again. And that helped. Hefty Lefty, green Mr. Will Hoyt. Hope all is well. Wow, ain't nobody called me Mr. Will Hoyt for a long time. I thought Mr. Will Hoyt was my father. I'm just joking. Yeah, thank you. So anyway, and I want to give some props out to a couple of people that motivated me. D Diets. If you ever watch her video, she lost a lot of weight too. And I watch her videos, and when I look at her and I look at the stuff she does, it sort of motivates me to keep doing what I'm doing. And this guy named James Wilson, him and the Lone Wolf, Eric. They got like an exercise channel, and you go on there and he's recording this guy Eric, the Lone Wolf, that's what they call him. And he works out, and I'd be like, man, this guy's working hard. I can go out and work hard if he's working hard. And that's what I did. So sometimes you need that extra motivation. But anyway, let's get back to the updates. So anyway, let's see what we said. I need to fast and pray away. Anyway, okay. Fasting is good. You know, but I don't really fast because I'm an eater. I tried it once and I thought I was gonna die. Day came, I went out and got me the biggest corned beef and Reuben I could find. So that didn't work for me. You know, Tom will say Ray tried Trumic 4 capsules, 5 milligrams. Right, roughly 7 pounds. You know what? I do use Trumic. I think on one of my last videos, I showed the mixture I use. It has Trumic in it. It has garlic powder in it. It has apple cider vinegar in it. It has beet juice in it. It has orange juice in it. It has a little lemon juice, a little lemon peels in it. It has honey in it. You know, it has all the natural stuff that can help you. You know, especially you know with the honey in it. You know, honey is an antioxidant which will help you fight off stuff. So yeah. So like I said, I'm just trying to lose more weight, and I was so proud of myself when I stepped on that scale. I just had to share it with my family. You guys are my family. And so, you know, we all have 2 families. And you're my YouTube family, and I love you all. You know what, Tom? Vodka, put some vodka in it. When it get cold, I put some vodka in it just to stay warm. You know, it used to be, you know, you had the homemade remedies. You can go out and brandy and tea and honey. You know, they call it hot toddy. Brandy, tea, and honey. That's what you can get. You say, where can you buy it? No, D Griffin, I made that myself because everybody's mixture is going to be different because you know how much apple cider vinegar you can actually stomach, and you know how much beet juice you can actually stomach because those are 2 very strong items. You know, it ain't like drinking a glass of orange juice. So yeah, and then like I say, you put all the good stuff in it because see, I made like 8 jars of that. I got it all canned in the refrigerator. I didn't put it in a storage area. I put it in the refrigerator because I like it cold. And I take a shot glass of that every day. And it helps me. It speeds up my metabolism, it seems like, because like I said, it makes me feel better, you know. And it does. I think it is speeding up my metabolism because I tried a whole lot of things to lose weight. And like I say, walking, and that seems to help me. At least I hope it's helped me. Maybe it's all mental because a lot of things they say when you need to do things, it's all mental. Do without sugar. Yeah, you're right. I don't eat a lot of sugar anymore. I mean, I gave up cookies. You know, I love cookies, but I don't eat cookies anymore. And I gave up potato chips. And I love potato chips, but I go with the the baked chips, like Tostitos and stuff like that that's been baked. See, I gave up on that, But like I say, don't get me wrong, I'm an eater. I love me some bacon. I go in there and I can kill me some bacon. I mean, I don't think that's good for my cholesterol, but I don't care. But I love my bacon, and I eat a lot of chicken too. So that's my recipe. Yeah, and that's a lot of like when I grew up. Well, we didn't have all these pills, that people take now. Like I say, I've been diagnosed with high blood pressure, but I don't know because, like I said, I check my blood pressure every day, and it hasn't been high since I started taking this stuff. Matter of fact, it hasn't been high in quite a while. Like the other day, I took my blood pressure. It was 137/74. I mean, people say, "Oh, it's over 120. It's still high," but that's okay because they say the new pressure for some people when you get to be my age is 140/90 instead of 120/80. But I've got to watch that stuff because if you don't take care of yourself, nobody will. I mean, doctors may give you a pill, take this, that, the other, but it's nothing like taking care of yourself. That's what we used to do back in the old days. The old days you had what they call that Father John and castor oil. I don't know how many people remember that stuff. Remember 3 6s. You go home and tell your mother, I don't feel well. I've been sick and sneezing. First thing you know, you got some castor oil on you. You ain't gonna never tell her you've been feeling well again because you know what that does to you. I still eat my hot pork rings. Oh, pork rings are good. I like pork rings. Like I said, I eat my bacon. It's fried. I have nothing against fried food. I eat my fried food. But since I got me a Ninja air fryer, when them Ninja, them air cookers, them air pressure cookers, I save a lot of that cholesterol grease in my system because I use that. I just did a whole chicken last week and I did some wings. But yeah. Okay. You say still take cholesterol today. Castor oil today, not cholesterol. Yeah, castor oil is good. Give it to your kids. We used to get a spoonful of that. Everybody. When one person was sick, they give it to everybody. My brother used to make me so mad. He'd pretend like he's sick and they want to go to school. Then we all get castor oil. That's okay. Let's see. All right, so like I said, there's a lot of people in the chat, and I haven't mentioned anybody's names, so let me see if I can go back and mention people's names. We got LA Prepper in the house, we got D Griffin in the house, we got Sapphire Diamonds and Pearls in the house, we got Annie Oakley 777 in the house, we got Vag Guritis in the house. We got Dave M in the house. We got Homestead Aquarius in the house. We got Tom M in the house. We got let's see, Hefty Lefty in the house. We got Dave M in the house. We got Canadian Cabin Girl in the house. We got Proverbs 31 woman in the house. Let's see. We got Jay's Off-Brand TV in the house. I hope I didn't miss anybody, but I'm glad to see you guys showed up. I mean, usually in the middle of the day like this, you don't get a lot of views. You don't have a lot of people show up for your chats. The best time is on a Friday when everybody's off of work for the weekend. They cut it on, and you can get 200-300 views over the weekend like that. Hey, Spitfire Red, she's in the house. And Radio K, she's in the house. That's Stephanie. Yeah, and like I said, so basically, this election thing is gonna bother a lot of people. And like I said before, you're welcome to talk about it and chat among yourselves about it. It's okay with me. I don't mind. I mean, as long as you keep it clean and don't be calling everybody names because we all Americans and everybody got their own favorite. You know what I mean? As far as that goes, it's just like when my daughter was living here, my oldest daughter, when she was living here, and she would come home, and she'll be home on leave from the Navy, and that's where she met her husband, and she would bring him. They would come in from San Diego out there. She was stationed out there to Cleveland, Ohio, And they usually came around football season because we're a big football fan, and we'll go to a game, Pittsburgh game, if they were in town, and we'll sit around at the dinner table. And like I said, my youngest daughter is a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. My oldest daughter is a diehard Cleveland Browns fan like me, and my oldest daughter's husband is a Pittsburgh fan. And we have some discussions at the table about the Browns and the Steelers, and everything's okay. And at the end of the day, we all good. I mean, like I say, it's nothing personal. It should never be nothing personal because we don't do that stuff. You see what I'm saying? Only time it should be personal if somebody do some physical harm to you. If nobody's doing physical harm to you, you shouldn't worry about it because words should never hurt you. You know what I mean? Sticks and stones. Commander Bacon. All right. So I just really wanted to tell everybody everything's gonna be okay. Shaky Peck, my grandson's in the house. Josh Connor's in the house. Let's see. And like I said, we are gonna be all right. I mean, this won't be over until they say Saturday, so we're gonna be all right. Regardless, we are gonna be all right. Everybody should be all right because if anything happened, don't act like people up in Portland. I don't understand what's going on with that because I don't understand what's going on with that because I have no update on that. All I know is that the National Guard has been mobilized and there was some riots out there, which is stupid. But anyway, I just want to mention another thing. As far as YouTube go, and I don't know if you guys noticed yesterday, but a lot of the state, not our state, we missed it, but a lot of other states were having troubles and getting their YouTube online and their phones weren't working. It was a cyber attack. They got it and it didn't affect anything, but we got hit with a cyber attack yesterday and a lot of people don't even notice, but it's all right. Rick Shaw, Philippines. I live in Pittsburgh, in Cleveland, but my heart is always rooting for the Browns. There you go. Got to root for the Browns. If you ever come to Cleveland, look me up because I'm here. If you're in the wintertime, we'll watch a game together. Yeah, that's my Filipino friends out there. I have a lot of people that I like in the Philippines. A lot of friends out there. If I ever had a chance to go there, I would. But I have never had a chance to go to the Philippines. I was planning on going to Australia before my hip got bad, and I sort of stopped flying, because I flew everywhere. I've been to Hawaii, I've been to Texas, I've been all over, but I wanted to go there. I'd love to go to the Philippines. I want to go there eventually. Okay, I'm tired of politics. My mom don't even want me to talk now. I can understand it. I've been so tired of politics too. It just boggles the mind, Like I rather sit at home and watch the Ohio State Buckeyes play, and just get upset with them when they're not doing well, but they're always doing well. So I just want to just sit back and relax. Come back to Texas. You're always welcome here. Yeah, I was in Dallas. Now my brother that was in the Air Force, he did his basic in Lackland. That's not too far from the Alamo over there. Lackland Air Force Base down there. Yeah. I got, you know what? I know a lot of people and I got a lot of relatives. I got tons of relatives. And sometimes it makes you think how your family gets so big, because I got people all over. My roots though, my roots was down in Tennessee, down in Shelbyville, which is not that far from Chattanooga, for what I understand. Yeah, so I got a lot of relatives down there. Most people, as a matter of fact, if you ever go to Nashville, you'll find that there's actually streets that got my last name. Yep, I was down in Nashville and I noticed that because my daughter went to Fisk, and I was down there visiting people. Yep, so let's see what we got here. Wow. Rick Shaw, Philippines, say he is the last of 13 children. Wow. That's a lot of children. And my mother had 7. My second oldest sister got 7. She got a set of twins though. Well, but that's a lot of kids. That's a lot of kids. 13, man. And I thought we had a problem at the dinner table. But it was only like 5 of us in the house at a time though. But that's still a lot of kids, you know. I had 3 brothers, 3 sisters. Now I got 1 brother and 3 sisters. Cool. My 2 brothers, 2 of my brothers are dead. My oldest brother and a brother was in front of me. They all passed away. They both veterans. Well, like I say, hey, Red Pill Philip. Hey, Red Pill Bubba. I say Phillips. Bubba, how you doing? Let's see. Yeah, so anyway, I don't really have a lot to say because there's not a lot to be updated because all the news has been dominated by all this politics and stuff like that. And then you, like I said, you have to really search to find out what's really going on. Like that media thing, I was always worrying about was it fake or was it real, and I found out that it was real. And like I said, if you live out there in Portland, it's over in Polk County is where that thing hit. You know, and they say it's not a mediator. The Oregon authorities are still investigating, like I say, and I like to know what's going on with that. All right, I see you later, Vat. Wow, Vat, like Dracula, Violin, Taylor. Much love. Thank you. Yeah, because I'm not gonna be on here too much longer. I may stay maybe an hour, probably maybe an hour, maybe less. Love thy neighbor, mind your husband. No business is going here for your life. Okay, Shaky. Yeah. That's my dog. He barking at the mailman. My warning system. You know, if anything go bad, I know what's going on. It's a prepare and going gray man. Yeah, you got to be careful going to gray man though, because the best thing to do is to avoid people at all costs anyway, especially at the beginning. You know, because gray man, you might walk into a group of people that's all family and they know who everybody is, and they might. Okay. Hold up. All right. Just leave it on the porch, okay? All right, then. Yeah, that's my mailman. The dog was barking because I got my door open, but I got a security door. It's a glass door that got bars on it and it comes down. And so he was barking. Guy usually leave a dog biscuit. Give him a dog biscuit. Hey, Voodoo woman, Voodoo Kitchen woman, how you doing? Like I say, the best time to go live on this is usually on a Friday night. I noticed that you know, when people go live on Friday night, they get tons and tons and tons of views. See, I don't get really a lot of views, and like I said, I'm still trying to get my hours up. So I try to go at least once a week, and I don't try to interfere with anybody else's chance to go live and do stuff like that. So we do, you know. And like I said, and I appreciate everybody that's out there doing those what I'm thankful for chats. Hey, Coach Sherry. Yeah, Coach Sherry, she just did another one today. What she thankful for? I haven't seen it yet, but I see it. I got the notification. And yeah, I appreciate a lot of them. I notice a lot of them, people say that they appreciate God. And that's a good thing to do because, you know, we're going to meet him one day if we're lucky. You know, if not lucky and you well, I guess we won't know that, will we? Unless we see you up there on the other side. So anyway, yeah, that's a great thing to do. And like I said, I've been tagged in a few challenges. Like I got tagged by our cabin in the woods, Tony, to do what I like for fall chat. I'm gonna do that one. I'm gonna do that one after I finish up my my live video this week. I'm gonna probably do that one probably the weekend. And I just gonna try to keep everything together. Like I see, I'm a big movie buff. And I like movies. And my best movies I like is movies like John Wick. You know, John Wick, Peppermint, Columbiana. You know, I like Die Hard. Die Hard's got me watching those. I love Die Hard. Sherry said, yes, I'm doing it November Thank You Nugget every day this month, trying to keep up the energy. Yeah, I know I seen your last one, but I haven't seen this one that came out today. Yeah, and I appreciate them because I be thankful for people that are thankful, you know, that they know that they owe things to a higher power because, see, you know, things are good. Let's see. They say I saw all 3 John Wicks. Oh, okay. They are good, aren't they? Yeah, John Wick, you know, John McClane and he was in Die Hard. You know, we always have a debate when I talk to some of my friends. You know, they call me on the phone or something like that, and we talk. Which is the better guy? You know, they always want to know is John McClane better than Jason Bourne, or who would you have, John Wick, or would you have Jack Reacher? You know, I mean, they're not real people. You know, they're characters. I mean, but if you had to have one to have your back, would you take Ben Affleck as the accountant? You know, or would you go with Peppermint and Columbiana? You know, there's a lot of good movies out there. See, she says she'd go with John Wick. That's the Wick. Yeah. And Hefty Levy say he'd go with Jason Bourne all day. You know, Homestead the Quarry say he'd go for John Wick for the win. Yeah, it's a lot of good actors out there. You know, but like I say, you still got John McClane out there. You know, he took down a helicopter with a car. he got Jason Bourne. See, everybody got their people they like. Mr. Wick. Yeah, it's a lot of good ones out there too. Like I say, and we grew up with these movies now because these were the kind of movies we had when we was coming up. We had Rambo. I like Rambo. Seen this last one. John Wick 4 is in the works. Wow, it's gonna be a 4? Yeah, well, it got to be a 4 because of the way it ended. You know, when he fell off the roof and the wheel buried him over to the guy with the pigeons. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry if you haven't seen it. Somebody said The Equalizer. Okay. The Equalizer. Die Hard series are good. Yeah, I like Die Hard. First time I ever seen Die Hard, I took my wife. We were out one it was around Christmas time too. I'll never forget that we was at the mall that now there's no mall there, it's tore down. That's when they had malls. And we decided to stop shopping, put the stuff in the car, and go to the movies. And we went to the movies in the mall, and I was blown away by that, especially the way it happened. You know, I said that could really happen. Yeah, never cut a king. Yeah, that's what who was that? Lawrence. It wasn't Lawrence Fishburne. It was guy said with the pigeons. Yeah, don't cut king. Gotta be a 4. Yeah. Arkansas Woodcutter, I'm blown away by that ugly hat. Oh, you like the hat? Yeah, it's 2016 NBA champions, Cleveland Cavaliers. I got a shirt to go with it. My daughter got me the shirt. My other daughter got me this hat. They went out shopping right after the championship, and they went down there. They got me a shirt and hat. Yep, I'm a hometown fan. But all the teams I like here in Cleveland, I've been rooting for the Indians since I went to my first ball game back in 1964. I went to my first ball game in 1964, and I never forget it. And I've been a Cleveland baseball fan ever since. It was just blowing me away. I went to my first football game in 1966. I didn't get blown away. I got cold. It was snowing and cold that day I went. But that baseball game, because it was the first game or first sports event other than big time wrestling that I went to. I don't know if you guys have wrestling in your neck of the woods, but we used to have guys like the Mighty Igor, Bobo Brazil, the Sheik, and all them guys used to come to town, and we used to go right down to the old arena. You know, it was a little hole-in-the-wall arena, about 8,000 people. We used to go there. Big time wrestling. Yeah, so I've been a loyal fan of Cleveland ever since. Like I said, I did my travels, but Cleveland is always going to be home. Let's see, Jason Bourne. Yeah, I like Jason Bourne. Arkansas Woodcutter, the Ghost Rider. No, I can't go there because the Ghost Rider. I'm gonna tell you the truth. That Ghost Rider movies haven't been real good. I mean, I'm a big Comic-Con fan. You know Comic-Con in that's like sci-fi and comic books. And I go to the conventions every year, but there won't be one this year coming up. I went to the last one in March, right before the virus hit, and then they canceled the one already that's coming up in this March. So, but I try to keep up on all that. I know a lot about the Ghost Rider and all the other superheroes, because when I was a kid, we didn't have cable. We had comic books. Like a lot of people, like my sisters, they were into Archie and Veronica and the real Riverdale comic books, remember them? And I was into Superman, Batman, you know, all the Spider-Mans and all that other comic books. So everybody, any comic book that came out, we used to collect, and we used to have races to see who can get the most comic books and stuff like that. See, but kids nowadays, they don't do that. You know, they don't even go outside. I mean, it was crazy when I first moved over where I live at. Nobody played in the streets. Nobody. It was unusual. Do you go to the conferences in Atlanta? No, the conference in Atlanta, no, I don't go down there. They have a big one, but the biggest one is in San Diego. And you got to book that in 2 years in advance because it's always sold out. But we have one here in Cleveland at the Convocation Center, the new convention center downtown. But I got pictures. I took a lot of pictures. I got photos. I remember one of my videos when I was down, my last video I posted about the Comic-Con, I was down there. I bought this long, like a machete knife sword, this long. I bought that. And then I dressed as a wizard. I dressed as the wizard from what was that? Lord of the Rings. Yeah, I did. I dressed as the wizard from Lord of the Rings because I had the long white beard and I had the hat and I was down there. Yeah, that was the last time I dressed up as anything. But before that, I dressed as the Thing from the Fantastic Four. I also had dressed as Killer Croc from what's that? I can't even think. Suicide Squad. Killer Croc from Suicide Squad. Yeah, I dress up. Like I say, but the last time I dressed up, I said I just dressed up as a wizard because I gained so much weight and I needed my cane, so I needed, instead of a walking staff, I had a cane. But that's a whole other story. Yeah, Shady Grady, you went with your nephew. Yes, I did. Now my nephew, he dressed as one year he dressed the Lego Superman. You should see those pictures. The Lego Superman, you know, the big square box, and then he dressed as what was that? I hate to say the wrong thing. I know one year he dressed as Freddy Krueger, and then the last one he dressed as maybe Shady Grady can tell me out. Oh, the Red Hood, yeah, the Red Hood, yeah. Yeah, you know what? Maybe next time I do my videos, I show you some of the pictures. I'll put them up and show you, because I would go get them, but they're over there by the front, and I'm not getting up to go get the pictures. But yeah, he goes with me all the time. My nephew Kenny, he goes with me all the time when we go to Comic-Con. Like I say, this year won't be one, but we go all the time, and we have a great time. It's a ball, like I said. A ghillie suit. You know what? That'll work good. That'll work good too. You know, ghillie suit. Who was that? Central Florida Prepper, CFP. He has a ghillie suit. He did a video on his ghillie suit when he was out there. But that'll work good. But I don't think it'll work too good in the city. I mean, you got to be around some landscaping or something for it to work. Yep. But that's a good thing to have. Okay, guys. Hey, prepare veterans in the house. Okay. Yeah, so anyway, like I said, I'm not going to talk too much long. I'm going to talk about another 20 minutes and then I'm going to call it quits. But like I said, I just wanted to update on everybody and let everybody know that everything's going to be all right, regardless of what goes on or who goes where. And the name calling is gonna start from both sides. We gonna be the same people we are. If you're a good person, you're a good person, and don't worry about all that other stuff. Just be prepping. Hello, Ray. Yeah, hope it's too late. Watching TV. Oh no, it ain't too late. It's never too late. You know what I'm saying? UK is in lockdown 1 month minimum. Yeah, I know that. They're not the only one. United Kingdom, Germany, Germany, England, not France, Greece. It's about 4 countries over there that's all locked down now. They've been locked down for a few days now. But what can you say? The virus is out of control. I mean, our governor's supposed to be on TV today. He's supposed to tell us that they're gonna. He got a weekly conference or a daily conference, but every time toward the end of the week, he always like to come down and have a big conference on TV, and he tells us if he's gonna lock down our county or not, because we're supposed to be in purple or whatever that is. Because I know they had yellow, orange, red. We passed red. We hitting record highs every day on TV. You turn on the TV, they tell you that we just hit another record high as far as people tested for the virus, which is a sad thing. I don't know what they're gonna do, but like I say, we in SHTF now. We in I don't know. I think that book for our Uncle Al would probably say we in stage 3 coming up. But right now, I just want everybody to know that there's different stages. I mean, when we used to think about SHTF, we thought about all of a sudden wake up one morning and everything is burning, buildings falling, wolves running in the middle of your street. Red pill bubble say Spain. Okay, Spain. Yeah, they locked down over there. But notice you don't hear any information out of China. You know why you don't hear information out of China? Because that's how it is right before you get attacked. They shut down all information. So you don't hear any information out of China. And because, see, China fooled around the other day, last week, and they were trying to intimidate Taiwan, and Taiwan opened fire on them. They actually fired their missiles at some Chinese vessels out there in the South China Sea. So China got to do something to retaliate and get their mojo back, I guess. So yeah, so you don't really hear too much about that. And some people say, "Oh, that's a good thing." I say that's a bad thing, because you always want to know what your competitor is doing, because you never know. You never know. And like I said, I always worry about them because they crazy over there. Oh, their entire country. Let's see. Hey, how you doing? Okay. So anyway, we as Americans, we've been very fortunate. I mean, as far as being in the middle of SHTF, I mean, it could get worse, because the weather could always make it worse. People down the coast and around the Gulf, they know what I'm talking about. When them hurricanes and storms come in and they knock all your property over and tear up your trees and knock your house down, you know you're really in trouble. Hey, Tabor 101. So you know you're in trouble then. Or if it comes up the East Coast of here in Ohio, we get a massive snowstorm or an ice storm. You know you in the middle. That's just make the situation even better. It gets to be disturbing. But anyway, like I said, we're in the middle of we're not even in the middle. We're at the beginning. It's gonna get worse. And I hate to say that, because people say that they don't see the food crisis. But it's a food crisis out there right now. We buying up the reserves, we buying up the harvest that they already sent out, and we using it as serve. But you have to notice that the prices on that stuff is going up. The prices is very, very high. You know what I mean? So you just got to make sure you got yours. And I tell everybody, with all these cyber attacks, like I said, a lot of people didn't know we got hit with a cyber attack yesterday. And I don't understand why the news, see, that's one thing I can't get. The news tell you everything about everybody, but they don't tell the American people the things that they need to know. You know what I mean? It's like they just want to keep stuff started. It's like they want to keep trouble brewing among the people. But they won't let us know that, we got like, we 8 billion pounds of food short or something like that in some places. I mean, in the national, that's what they predicting, 8 million pound food shortage or something. And like I say, we got a food pantry here. I mean, most counties do. And most places do. We got a big food county. We got food pantry. We got a whole big ass building built. So we got a big one. And like I said, a lot of places they get stuff out of churches, and then people take food there, they pass it out and stuff like that. But we better prepare, because see, right now everything's fine. See, here in Ohio, shit, it's 70 degrees out here. It's nice. I was outside today picking up branches off my line from that Zeta that came through because we had 40 mile an hour winds. And we got to be ready because see, when things do happen and they shut down the power, like people don't start worrying until their power go out. And if you went out and got a generators, and they got generators everywhere. I mean, they got portable generators everywhere. But I gotta let you know, if you do get you a gas operated generator, do not hook it up inside the house. All right. Do not say I'm gonna just put it in the basement. Fumes flow right through the floor. Do not put it in the house. And if you do decide to put it in your garage, if you got a garage connected onto your house, you got to make sure that door is up high, not up high, but you got to make sure that the fumes, because carbon monoxide will kill you quick and you wouldn't even know you died. So I just want to make sure that. Let's see. Oh yeah. You got to have another type of currency. Unless you're planning on bartering, you're going to need some kind of currency. You're going to need another type of currency. Like gold, silver. Those are always good. Even jewelry. If you got a lot of jewelry, people love rings. People love gold rings. And if it's a woman, some guys, earrings are good too. So, jewelry is always good. Gold is always good. Silver is always good. All that's still good. So, but like I say, if things do go bad, which I hope we never see in my lifetime or your lifetime, and that is all just, everything's just still the same. We good. We are stockpiling food and animal feed like crazy. If you have a generator, try to get non-ethical gas. That's right. Try to get. You know what? Unless you can get one that could do both, because I know some places they got them where you can do both gasoline and propane. Or they got the adapter where you can do gasoline and propane on your generators. Yeah. So. And if you can get a solar generator or a wind power generator, I'd love to get a wind power generator, but I really don't have one that I can hook up out here right now. But I do have a small solar setup. Yeah, Zeta came through here last week in the Carolinas. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, that wind. We have no control over the weather. The weather is what's going to really cause us to have problems. I know in the Carolinas, you guys have been evacuated at least twice this year from hurricanes. Twice the governor had people being evacuated. So let's see. Not for wearing, but for safety by your hard time. You know what? That's perfect advice. Your grandfather's a smart guy. Always have something set in reserve, because see, you figure, well, I'm gonna take a bunch of money and just put it a few $1,000s in reserve. But you got to remember, let's say if the power go out and things get bad, really bad, you take let's say $400-500 to the store. The price is going to be whatever buyer's market is. I mean, seller's market is, I should say. And they say, well, we're going to give you this can of baby food. We'll sell it to you for like $300. And you got $400. What that mean? Or if you go there and say, look, I got this diamond ring. What can I get for it? They'll take that diamond ring over that money anytime, because they don't know what money going to be worth. It's just like Confederate dollars. They sold a lot of Confederate dollars back in the 1850s, late 50s and early 60s when they were war between the states, Confederate money, Confederate scripts. It ain't worth anything now. And that's the way American money might be going the same way, because, Russia and China, they got together already, said that they're not going to be on the U.S. dollar anymore. They're going to be on Bitcoin and all that other stuff. They're getting off of the dollar. And that should worry you too when your competitors start to worry about taking your money. And then everybody's worrying about us printing so much money that money might not be worth anything anymore, which is another thought. But who knows? Who knows? But this stuff we need to know and stuff we need to be prepared for. Anyone uplifting for bartering yet? There's some places that's all they do is barter. There's places that especially when you go like in I'm not gonna say Amish country, because I'm not sure anymore, But I know they do a lot of building and construction stuff in our neighborhoods and stuff like that. They build barns and garages, and now they got that Amish furniture and the Amish heater, and they got they usually build up porches and garages here and stuff in the city of Cleveland. I see Amish people all the time. You can tell Amish people because they got the beard and they wear that hat, and they always seem to be wearing jeans or either black clothes. Amish, they do good work. And they take money. They don't take barter items, but I don't know what they did that a long time ago. But I mean, things might come that way. I keep my gas cans and old man full for the generator and have solar recharge batteries. That's perfect. That's perfect. That's perfect. You're gonna definitely need that. Yeah, I gotta get some more gas. But if you do get gasoline, I don't know if they told you that. If you store gasoline, get you some gas stabilizer. I mean, it's a bottle. I mean, it's a little bottle like this. It ain't very big. It costs you a few bucks. I mean, but you can buy that much. I think about that much gas stabilizer, and you put it in I think 5 gallons of gas. I'm not sure what the formula is. I can look it up. I know what it is. I don't have it with me, but your gas is good for a long time. It's stabilized. You know how people let their gas just sit around in the garage for like months and years of hope. Let's say they put it away in the spring and they take it back out in the winter for the lawnmower, not for the lawnmower, for the snowblower. But the gas is bad. You hear people say it's bad gas. It got water in it because of insulation. That's what the gas stabilizer for. Yeah, your gas won't go bad. I spent the morning learning about rocket stoves. Oh, rocket stoves are great. They are great. Yeah. Hey, Nina Davis. I was reading Nina Davis just now. But you know what? I just watched the Unpaved Explorer. He was down in the southern part of Ohio, down outside of Dayton. They got the campground out there. They have a camping thing every year, and a lot of those people had rocket stoves and regular stoves and stuff like that. And I mean, regular propane stove, and they was heating stuff up, and they do that every year. They go down there and they practice. And a lot of people, like I say, especially like if you're like me, you live in the city, you don't really have an opportunity to go out and practice unless you go to the local park and throw some ribs on the grill or something like that. And we all got a grill, smoker or something. Hey, Red Road Homestead, how you doing? Unless you do something like that. But I mean, I recommend that everybody at least once just go out to a park and just test out some of your stuff. I mean, it ain't got to be all your stuff. Let's say if you got a propane stove or a butane stove, maybe just take it up there, just test it out and see how it works and stuff like that. Because see, you don't want to come up short when something happens. You know what I mean? You don't want to be in the middle of a power blackout and then say, I'm going to hook my generator up, and then you find out that your generator doesn't work. And then you sit in the dark, mad, angry at everybody because your generator doesn't work because you never had a chance to actually test it out. So you gotta be able to do that. I mean, I'm not saying go out and test everything at one time, but it's just like if you own a gun. If you own a gun, you need to at least be able to fire that gun and know what you're doing without shooting yourself. Hey, Diet Bullfrog, Uncle Al, I just mentioned you earlier. I was telling them that I really don't know what stage we in as far as the SHTF is. I know you were saying we got at least 4 stages. I think you said we heading to a stage 3 coming up, but I don't remember. So anyway, like I was saying, yeah, you want to be able to fire that gun. At least you want to know how to take it apart and clean it in case you do have a malfunction, because there's so many people out here that went out and bought weapons and they don't know how to use them, and they bought them because they're worried about the safety of their family and stuff that's going on right now, so like I said, it's a record number of people buying guns that never had a gun before in their life, and they just think all they got to do is point and pull the trigger, and that's what it is. But sometimes you got to do more because you got to make sure that that gun is loaded properly. It makes sure that the rack is pulled back when you get ready to fire. Some people don't pull a rack back if you got a like a M&P or a Glock or something like that. You got to rack the slide to get the bullet up in the chamber. And some people don't do that. They just sit there and pull it, or if they got safeties on there, they don't take the safety off, and then they fool around and they think they know what they're doing, and they shoot themselves in the leg or the hand. I done seen professionals shoot themselves in the leg and the hand. I done seen, you can go on YouTube, you see it all the time. Guys giving training classes, fool around and shoot themselves. And I done seen that several times. Police officers, SWAT team members shoot themselves while doing a training class. I'm like, See, but you got to remember, a gun is just a tool. And like if you need the hammer, you use the hammer. If you don't need the gun, don't use the gun. That's what I'm saying. You don't play with it. Don't go around showing it off because you got one. All right? That's for your safety, not for your pleasure. Unless you an avid shooter and you go to the gun range all the time. Because some people don't even know how to clean a gun. They don't even know how to take them apart. Let's see. That's enough of talking about that gun. The second wave lockdown. Wow. That's what if you see my videos, you know I got a lot of Glocks. I got the 26, the 42, the 17, and my favorite is the 21. That's my go-to. That's my go-to, 21. So anyway, like I said, we're in this together. I mean, I love everybody that's on here that's in my YouTube family. I mean, I got your backs. We support each other. I watch most of your videos if I can, because I got so many people that I try to watch. And sometimes I don't get to your video for 2 or 3 days, but I try to keep up with it, So like I said, Spitfire Red said, I love John Wick movies. Oh, you John Wick fan. You know what? Most of the people are either John Wick fans or Jason Bourne fans. Wow, that's great. I like Jack Reacher and John McClane too from Die Hard. I like like I say, you got the females out there too. You ever see Peppermint? She was great too. And then you had Colombiana. So there's a lot of people out there. If I had to go to war with one guy in my group, who would I go with? Let's see. John Wick, he's so tough, especially in that second movie. He the way he had all that planned out. But then again, Jason Bourne, he just out of this world. And Jack Reacher is so smart, but the accountant is smarter than all of them. And then you got Mr. McClane from the Equalizer. It's hard to say. You can't go wrong with any of them. You can't go wrong with any of them. I deliver 4 boxes holiday food for the elderly and disabled. Good for you. That's Uncle Al. Yeah, Sean Connery. I just watched A Bridge Too Far yesterday. I did. Sean Connery. I just watched that yesterday. Let's see, Jason Bourne. 1 second. Also, Uncle Al. Yeah, so like I said, if you had to pick one, maybe two would be better, because you always want somebody to watch your back and your side. Everybody got your 6, but you want somebody to watch the other side too. Equalizer doesn't need guns. John, the Equalizer, he's smart. Yeah, all them former CIA or Navy Marines people are rapper. How do we all do? Anunnaki, the one is here, and Slim 6400 is here. Let's see. D Among Us is here. Yep. So we were just basically having a chit chat about right now we was talking about who would you rather have with you if you had to do something, if you need somebody to watch your back. Would it be basically it's Jason Bourne and John Wick? Now it's the Equalizer moving up, and then you got John McClane from the Die Hard series. You had Mr. McCoy which is the Equalizer. Then you got Jack Reacher, and then you got The Accountant. I don't know how many of you guys ever seen An Accountant, but that was funny too. Not funny, but it was good. You know, he won in the Terminator Arnold. Which Terminator? Not the original Terminator Arnold. It got to be one of them liquid guys. I just seen the last Terminator movie that just came out. Dark Knight, Terminator Dark Knight. It just came out. They redid the whole thing with Jack. I'm gonna tell you about what happened because I was spoiling for everybody. Yes, YouTube, he's back again. That's Agoraphobic Adam. Yeah. Okay. Oh, you know, I don't know her. I'll tell you, Raylene Givens from Justified. Yeah, that's the series I don't watch. Justified. Was that AMC TV series? Because I didn't watch that. Oh no, okay, I don't know her. There's a lot of TV shows. Oh man. Yeah, so like I said, it's a good day today here. Like I said, it's not bad. It's 70 degrees outside. This is November 5th, and it's 70 degrees, and you can't get much more than that as far as November weather go. Because like I said, Halloween sucked, and that's my favorite time of the year. It's autumn. You know, I like autumn. Autumn's my favorite time of the year. I like Halloween. I dress up to scare the kids. You know, I don't have no particular suit. I usually just get a mask. If I got my size, you come in with a scary mask on, something like a wolf or a devil or something like that, and the little kids come up on the porch to get the candy, and I go, ah! And they run down the stairs. Some of them fall down the stairs, but they don't get hurt. But it's just funny. I love that time of year. I just missed that this year. I missed it this year, because everything got sort of screwed up. Because I sometimes I sit and I don't really worry, and I start thinking, how is it going to be for our kids when they look back on this? This is all history. See, we right now we in the middle of history. This is all history. When we look back, like we look back when our parents was coming up, like my father, he was born in 1911, so he lived through the Great Depression. He basically lived through the first pandemic, but he dead now. He died in 1989. So he lived through all that, like I said. So that's why I get a lot of my stuff that I want to know from him, because he lived through all that. He lived through basically 2 world wars. First World War and the Second World War. He drove a truck in the Second World War. So anyway, it's a lot of things that when we look back on. I mean, when they say you look back 20 years ago and this happened, I mean, that's just like yesterday for me. You see what I'm saying? Because I lived that. But when you start talking history for some people, like for our kids, like and our grandkids, when you start telling them about stuff that you used to do in the 70s or the 80s or the 90s, they'll look at you like, wow, that was a long time ago. But to us, it's just like yesterday. And so when history look back, we can always tell our kids and our grandkids that we were there, that we had this, that, and we knew this and that we prepared for stuff. Well, ask machine to get it. We prepared for stuff that they would never even thought would happen. Because I always thought that right now we would have flying cars. You know what I mean? That it would be no highways and freeways like it is now, that everybody be zipping around like the Jetsons. That everything would be like that, because we were making so much headway in the 60s and stuff started to boom up so fast that I thought we would be like that. Okay. 394 internet, the best of the days. So you remember the shoe phone, the big old cellular shoe phones. I never thought I'd have a cell phone. I never did. I didn't want one. I mean, I was like, why I need a cell phone? We got a pay phone every corner. We had a payphone on every corner. You go out there right now, you can't find a payphone in the city. We had a payphone at every McDonald's, at every Burger King. They had a payphone. Every corner had a payphone. We don't have that no more because everybody got their own. Hey, Wash Farms. That's Tony from Wash Farms. Hey, smart girl from New York. No, I should say NYC. It's New York. Yeah, so like I said, we live in a time right now. If you had to pick any time of history to live in, I would say I wouldn't change a thing. I mean, maybe 5 or 6 years later, so I can have more time to see how this whole thing's gonna work out for this generation. But other than that, I think I'm at the right time in history, because I got the chance to experience a little bit of the 50s, all of the 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s. So, in the 2000s, and then you start talking 2010, did it just mean, did it make it seem like it's a long time, which it is for a lot of us. I mean, if you're over 50, you look back, you've been here half a century. You've been here half a century. You have seen innovations that a lot of people wish they could have only seen when it first happened. It's just like when we first created the light bulb, and everybody talk about Thomas Edison and Tesla, with the light bulbs and electricity, how great that was. See, my parents, especially my mother, she used to tell us stories about they didn't have electricity where she lived at when she was living in Kentucky with her family. They didn't have electricity. And I'm like, damn. This is like in the 30s. They didn't have electricity. They still had gas lamps. I'm like, whoa. That's a long time. But then again, I realized one thing. I went down south and I went down to Shelbyville and I experienced the outhouse situation. This was back in the 60s. I didn't think I thought everybody had indoor plumbing. They had an outhouse. I was like, what the hell is that? Oh, yeah. Me and my brother went to the outhouse. He was scared. It was like at night. He was scared to go. My older brother, he was smaller than me. I was big. I was a big guy. We went out there, and all of a sudden that stick hit his foot. He thought it was a snake. He peed all over himself. He ran back to the house. I was laughing all the way. It was crazy. That's it. Adam. I remember that from an indoor bathroom. Yeah. Things have changed since then. We live in a time that I wish that we had space travel so I could go out to space. I would love to go visit other planets. I mean, we ain't gotta live there, but I would love to be just on a starship. But that'll be maybe down the line for my grandkids. My granny in Tennessee had one. I refused to go there until I had to really go. I understand because they smell bad. You look down that hole, you don't know what's down in that hole. I mean, it is always spiders in there. I don't know why spiders will hang in a place like an outhouse, but they do. So like I say, I'm not made for the outdoors. I can survive in the outdoors if I had to. But if I don't have to, I'm not going. It's funny that country folks are afraid of snakes. I'm a city girl and I'm not afraid of snakes. I don't know. Have you really seen a snake? I mean, I ain't talking about the garden snakes. I get garden snakes around here. Used to get a lot of them all the time. I don't mess with them because they eat stuff for me. But I mean, I have seen snakes. I ain't talking about when they got come from the zoo to bring in the big boa constrictors and all that stuff to your classroom. And they say, well, you can rub it, it ain't gonna hurt you. Can feel like, yeah, but see, when you out in the woods and you got them poisonous snakes, and snakes ain't like the snakes in the city. Snakes are dangerous. You get bit by the wrong snake, you just ain't gonna make it. You ain't gonna make it. Ain't about sucking out that poison. Yeah. Spiders won't catch the fly. Yeah, that's why they keep those spiders in there too. See, like I said, I'm not good in the woods. I mean, I'm not scared of snakes. I see them. I just step out. Oh, snake. You know, but see, it's things that you don't see that get you. You know, like you really don't see the ticks. You know, those wood ticks, they carry Lyme disease. You know, you can be walking through. I would never wear shorts out the woods. I always have my pants long and boots on. But some people, they go out there in them shorts. I see them on these movies and stuff. They be out there just chopping their way through the jungle. And I be saying, man, I know them ticks, and if they go through that water, you know them leeches going to get on you because it's the nature. It's the way things are. Ooh, I have a 6-foot copperhead on my land this year. Thank goodness for the revolver in the rat shot. Man, you don't want to mess with them. Those things are dangerous. One bite, you through. Copperhead snakes, you know, they get you. You know, they get a lot of them. I live to see in a yellow python crawl through the doggy door. Woo, man. Man, python. Okay. Yeah, girls sound smart as ticks. I hate most bugs. Yeah, it's a lot of bugs and ticks and stuff like that. Yeah, but that python. Ooh. Yeah, like I say, the only thing I'm afraid of is bears. I mean, I have dogs. I've been bit so many times. I ain't worried about dogs. And except pit bulls. I must say I gotta be a little bit worried about pit bulls because see, I've never been bit by a pit bull. So I wouldn't know what to do if I was bit by a pit bull, but I've been bit by Dobermans, German Shepherds, Huskies mixed with wolves, some other dogs. We don't know what they are. We call them sooner or later. We'll figure out what they are. But, you know, I don't worry about them because most of them, they're not trying to kill you. You know, they're not trying to kill you. A dog bites you, they just bite you, and then they take off most of the time. But a pit bull, I seen the aftermath of a pit bull rip apart of a friend of mine that was a mailman, ripped him apart. And he was in the hospital for like 8 days with his arms ripped out. I mean, all this was dog got him around his arms because he put up, and all this was ripped out. His muscles were ripped out of both his arms. He got bit on the chest because the dog kept trying to get to his neck, and he had his arms up like that. And all this was ripped off. You know, when I went to visit him in the hospital, he had a cast on from his fingertips all the way down to his elbows, and he had to go to the bathroom. And I guess he think I was gonna help him. Oh, he was just out of luck. I'm not holding nothing. So anyway, yeah, that was Jack. That was my friend. He got tore by a pit bull. That was crazy. That dog attacked him for almost 5 minutes before somebody came out to get the dog off of him. People were scared. Yep. He never carried mail again. He got disability, but they gave him a hard time. They tried to give him something inside to do. But like I say, I don't know. He must fed the pit bull black gunpowder. No, you know what? I don't know what they fed him, but some people, they train them dogs to fight and they train them to attack. And like I say, we have a lot of chicken fighting up here. You know, a lot of cockfighting up here, especially on the west side, because we got a large Hispanic community over there, a lot of Puerto Ricans and stuff over there along the west side, along the banks over there. And then we have a lot of brothers out here on the east side that's from the south, and they come up here and they have the pit bull fights, you know, which is illegal. Both of them is illegal in Ohio, you know, chicken fights and dog fights, but they do it. And that's what I'm saying. These people train these dogs. You know, sometimes you go back there, you see a dog just hanging on a tire, just hanging on a tire. And they train these dogs to fight and stuff like that. They have it here in Ohio. I mean, what's that guy, Michael Vick? You know, he got caught up in that thing. And he got kicked out the NFL for a whole year. I think he went to prison for that. The dog fight. Hey, on the Play Explorer, I just mentioned you. I talked about your camping experience you had. Hey, Blue 777. So anyway, you go out in the woods. Like I say, you need for people that think it's not going to be a problem, and they think it's going to be like The Walking Dead. See, that's my show. I love The Walking Dead, especially when Rick was on there, and they didn't expect this stuff to go on like it did. They went out in the woods, and you see what happened to them. You know what I mean? They just kept trying to find a place to go. End up finding the prison and all that stuff. But you got to watch The Walking Dead to know what I'm talking about. But you know, they was always trying to find things to do, places to go, because they knew living in the woods wasn't where it's at. But then they had zombies out there, so that's a whole different thing. Hey, Fallen Skies Prepper. Let's see. Yeah. So anyway, like I said, I really don't want people to think that I'm a little crazy. I mean, we odd. Everybody a little bit odd, a little bit off, but I'm not crazy. At least I don't think I am. My wife might say I'm crazy sometimes. My relatives might say I'm crazy. They used to say I was crazy before for prepping, for stockpiling all this stuff. You know, it is funny the way that happened because I met this guy named John, and I was delivering mail, and he had this really tall radio antenna up on the side of his house. I mean, it's like way up there. And I said, what's that for? He said he was a ham operator, and that he part of a national organization that had ham operators all over the country. And he was an older guy. Like I might have been like 30. He was already like 60. And he was telling me all about, you know, disasters and stuff that happened, and that how his group, they get together, they call, they talk and among people and all that stuff. And he would tell me stuff like that about survivalists and stuff. So I started putting away a little stuff, usually for like a week or so and stuff. I go buy an extra bunch of cans and stuff like that, canned goods, you know, some Spam, some corned beef hash, bunch of soups, because soup was cheap then. You can get like 3 cans for $1. That's how far it goes back. And I would have a whole bunch of that stuff set off to the side in the back of the cabinet. Nobody knew it was there. And then the more I got into it, the longer I started to put stuff away. Like, I don't drink coffee. I mean, a lot of people drink coffee, but the problem with me and coffee, it goes right through me. So I can't drink coffee because unless you talking about a bear shit in the woods, it'll be me shit in the woods. Yeah. Had to find me a rabbit. You know what I mean? We've got to find you a rabbit. Yeah. So anyway, I started doing it back like that, and then eventually I started buying flashlights and knives. Not knives, but flashlights and what is that? Survival gear, stuff like that. And then I said, okay, I'm gonna make sure this stuff gets put away. And then I started watching the news. I mean, not the CNN bullshit. I mean, sorry about that. Not the CNN stuff, but the other stuff that we needed to know about, because you don't learn anything from CNN unless you want to be one-sided. You got to learn from everybody else. It's more than one side to a coin. I was small time ham operator. See, he got ham operator. Then my brother, he had a base station. He was a big CBer. He had a big antenna on his car. He was a CB guy. You know, when he pulled up on the street, messed up everybody's TV. They could hear him talking through his TV. So anyway, okay, depending on the red. Yeah. So anyway, I started to put stuff away. I started to get my wife involved in it and stuff like that. She wasn't involved in it earlier, but now she's really involved in it now. So which is good. The more people you can get on board, the better things are. Like, a lot of people say that their spouse is not on board as far as them being preppers. Keep prepping. Keep prepping. Eventually, one day, she will see the same thing that you see. And we all see that there's a potential threat of a food shortage, of civil unrest, or bad weather coming in and tearing stuff out. Like, I got, you know, I showed you, I got trees all around my house. I got tree branches. Well, I had tree branches out in front of my yard because I got a big tree. You know, trees, branches fall all the time. Had a big tree branch fall and hit my roof. I had to get a brand new roof, $20,000. Insurance paid for it. Yeah, messed up my porch and steps and everything. Total was like $28,000 worth of damage from a tree, because I had other things I had to get fixed, but the roof was $20,000. The big stuff with the other stuff was like $8,000. You know. Well, that's a long time ago. No, it wasn't that long ago, maybe 10 years ago, when the tree fell, hit my house, tree branches. Yeah, but anyway, you got to prepare for that stuff. You know, it's just crazy out here. And then if you get your sponsor on board, like I say, then you got it made. You in heaven. You in heaven, because see, you won't have to fight with them when they say, "How come you went out and bought that gun?" Now that my wife don't say that. She encouraged me. Matter of fact, she got a carry. She got a gun. You know, but she used to didn't. She didn't even want a gun in the house. But I always had one. So you need one because, see, especially if you live like I do in the city, you never know what's going to happen from moment to moment because cities are dangerous because of the number of people. The more people, more problems. And that's what I always say. Pits are very loyal to their owners. That's right. Like Cedric, he got a pit bull. Dog, she's a female. Dog never bothered me. They keep her in a cage, but I don't know why they keep her in a cage, but I don't know. But my dog never been in a cage. They never bother me. Pit bulls, I love dogs. I mean, they didn't get a bad rap until the owners. I always say it's the way you train your dog. It's the way you train your dog. Like I grew up with dogs. We had boxers. We had boxers and we had Dobermans and we had German Shepherds. I grew up with dogs. And like I say, the dog I got now, he won't bother you if you come in the house. If I invite you in the house, he loving dog. He love kids. You know, kids always chasing him around the house. My nephew kids chase him all around the house. Have my dog so scared sometimes he'd be up under the table with my feet at. He'd be under me. The dog be intimidated by him. But if somebody come to that door and he hear you, he ain't gotta know you. He can know you. If he hear you, you come to that door, especially at night, or he hears something walking around in my backyard or making noises back there, the alarm is going off. He's going off. And then depending on what kind of mood I'm in, you know, you might get hurt. What firearm do you recommend for home personal defense? Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now, the firearm that I recommend is one that you can use. I'm serious. I mean, everybody should have a shotgun. Don't get me wrong, I'm not Joe Biden, okay? But everybody, you do need a shotgun. I mean, but before you can get to that shotgun, you're gonna need a handgun. Me, I decided I'm a Glock fan. I looked at a lot of them over and stuff like that, and I decided that, you know, all guns have their problems, but Glock is reliable. For me, it's reliable, and plus, I can clean a Glock in no time at all. I can take it apart and all that stuff, and you can get parts and magazines and stuff. You can get a whole bunch of stuff for it. And like I said, if you're one of them people that are afraid to clean a gun, and you never cleaned a gun before, you can still get a Glock because, you know, it won't spoil, it won't rot. If you don't shoot it a whole bunch of times, like several thousand rounds through it, you really ain't got to clean it unless you like me. I like to keep it clean. So I would recommend M&Ps are nice. My niece's husband just got an M&P. He got a M&P 15, and plus he got a 9mm. But like I say, if you want to make sure you get one, a lot of people say get 9mm. I would say get a 45 because they say you got 9 bullets. I mean, not 9 bullets. In the Glock 21, you got 13 rounds. In the Glock 17, you got 17 rounds. But it's 9mm, 17 rounds of 9mm, and 13 rounds of 45. All I say is that I just need to hit them twice. I ain't gonna say once because I double tap. I mean, everybody say I hit him once. No, I double tap. But I mean, you want to make sure you put them down. So whatever's best for you, I would say, well, go to a gun range and you can rent a gun. You can rent a gun and go in there and shoot it. If you never shot before, be ready for the recoil and all that stuff and the loud noise. But see, I'm used to loud noise. I grew up with a lot of fireworks and stuff like that. Like I said, my father, he had guns and stuff like that. So I grew up around it. So, but if you're a first time shooter, don't go in there and just say, give me that 22 and let me go shoot. No, go in there and get you something that's gonna make a statement that if you have to put your life on the line. See, I'm not a gun expert. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not a gun expert. I really don't know what works for a lot of people. But like I say, if you're afraid of a jam or you don't want to pull back the slide, if you got a problem with the slide, get your revolver. Get your revolver. You know, Don't get something that you can't make a statement with. When I mean make a statement with, I don't get you something. But if you hit them, they're gonna keep coming. They get the statement that if they hit them, if you hit them, and they keep coming, you're gonna hit them again and again, and that they ain't gonna keep coming because see, your life is on the line. And they say sometimes after I've seen police videos where they shoot a guy and he keeps coming, and then they shoot him a couple more times, and then he dropped. But that one time that he keep coming, especially they had this one video I seen. They shot this guy. He had a knife. He had a machete knife. And he was running at this policeman and they shot him. I mean, he hit him square in the chest somewhere. And this guy, he had to cover like, I would say 20 yards in like about 15 seconds because he was running and he cut this police officer before he get off that second round. That's what I'm saying. So that was a 9mm. But some guys, because you don't know what they might be on, especially when these people I call zombies. You know what I call zombies, don't you? Those crackheads out there that's on this stuff. And you never know. They might not feel any pain like a normal person because they be zonked out. They might not feel it till the next day. Just like back in the old days when you had a lot of drunks out there, they could fall down the stairs, break an arm or bust their head and not even know they hurt. Then they wake up in the morning and say, what happened to me? And that's how these guys are that's out there right now. They're sitting up there with these drugs that they doing now. And I see where a lot of states yesterday passed drug laws where a lot of people could get legalized drugs. And somebody talking about they doing magic mushrooms. Is that not in New Hampshire? Where they passed the magic mushroom law now? So I mean, that don't make no difference. When this vaccine come out for this virus, and these people start taking it, everybody gonna be zombies. At least a lot of people. I don't even know. Like I say, I just want things to be normal. But we'll never go back to what normal used to be. We're in the new normal now. The Pro Man making an extended clip for the Colt 45. Pro Man make a lot of magazines. He would shoot them in the jewels. Oh man. You would shoot somebody in the jewels. That's vicious. Oh, maybe you wait till after you go down, then shoot them in the jewels. Like a lot of people go down. When they go down, they shoot them, they get them a headshot. You know, they double tap with the headshot. Me, I just hope we don't ever have to get to that point where you have to shoot somebody. But if you do, excuse me, are you serious? Spitfire Red says Seattle just passed a law legalizing small amounts of heroin and crack yesterday. You know what? I did hear about that. That they're not even gonna make it a misdemeanor anymore. I did hear about that. That if you get caught with a certain amount of drugs on you, that they're not even gonna arrest you. They're not even gonna bother making it a misdemeanor arrest anymore. That they legalizing drugs up there. I think I did hear something about that. I think I might have mentioned it in one of my videos where I said people could just go from California up to Seattle now. They just move in up there. Yeah, I did hear about that. Right. That's crazy up there. But then again, Portland, Oregon, Seattle, Washington, I don't know what happened in those places. I mean, maybe it's something in the woods. I mean, I don't know. But they just going crazy. They're just going crazy. And like I said, I see me. I know. Like I said, I'm in my 60s and I'm not going to be around here another 40, 50 years. I hope to be around another 40 years. I want to get to live up to be 100. But if I don't, I just want to make sure this planet and this place that I leave is good enough for my grandkids to live in. You know, right now, I don't know what's going to happen. You know, when we sit around here, and like right now, we just sitting there talking like we had a dinner table. We just sitting around drinking a beer. They're just talking about the way things are out here. You know, like we say, the good old days ain't always gonna be the good old days, but it was good old days to us. You know, when we talk about the good old days, because it's gonna be the good old days for our kids. You know, my daughter think it's great out there. I mean, you know, but shoot, I remember when it was great. For me, it was great. You know, you can go out on the weekends and party up. You know, they had what they had. They had discos and stuff like that. We had Motown and all this stuff. I mean, you know, we had like Saturday Night Fever. But nowadays, they get together. They might be arrested for too many people in the place. And they call this the good old days. I guess it's the good old days. But I don't know. If things change, people change. But like I say, the more things change, the more we remain the same. Grandkids, I hope their parents are smarter today and train them well. And what's coming from them. You know what? I don't know. Like I worry about the education that our kids get because see, I got a daughter. She got a master's degree. She got a bachelor's and master's degree. She's fine. She's smart as the whip. That's the one that was in the Navy. She's smart as a whip. You know, but the other one, she's so into making money. She got a small business, but it ain't doing well because of this virus. No people, no paper. That's what they saying. And like I said, she had to move it to another mall. She's at North Homestead now because I think she moved from she's in the rich malls and small malls. She moved a business, but she works a 9-to-5 job every day. But this is a business she got. She got some kind of machine thing going on. I don't know. But anyway, and I worry about them, and I worry about the education that these kids are getting, because some of these kids, I talk to some of them kids, you know, some of my grandnephews and my grandnieces and stuff like that. They don't see the world the same way we see it, and maybe that's why we're having so much problem with the kids nowadays. And they keep talking about these kids right now that's out here leading these Antifa and Black Lives Movement stuff out there. I don't know. They just not like it used to be. I guess my parents said the same thing about me. I guess all parents say the same thing. Kids ain't like they used to be. So I don't know. So, hey, Lori's World, how you doing? So we got your Dave says education or communist introduction. It depends on what they teach them. Like I said, I don't know what they teach them. I remember once I went to the high school for open house. You know, I'm one of them parents that I'm right there. You know, I do believe in education. I'm right there. Every open house, me and my wife, every open house, we there. You know, we go talk to every teacher in the room. You know, this is one teacher. She's supposed to be some kind of English teacher. I have no idea, but to this day, it makes me so angry. And I said, well, what kind of books they using? You know, because I'm a reader. I'm still a reader. I'm a reader. I've always been a reader ever since I came up because we didn't have cable, so I had to read. I always read. I got scriptures to everything. So anyway, she said, well, we were watching this movie. I said, what movie was that? It was some movie, something like a Lifetime movie. You know, I say, the kids watching this stuff for, they ain't learned nothing from this. And I say, well, what's the book? She did not have a book for her class. They class was watching movies. And and I couldn't understand it. You can't learn anything if you don't see anything. You can't learn from a movie. Come on, watch the History Channel if you want to learn that stuff. You gotta be able to put it on pencil and piece of paper to show you what you learn. Well, but what can you say? You know, it's just not the same. But I ain't gonna pick on the younger generation because they gotta deal with what they doing out here, and we don't. You know, we just got to deal with the aftermath. Like Uncle Al say, be careful because they watching you. And they are watching you. All right, then, look, I didn't talk more than I wanted to talk. I just wanted to talk about an hour. I didn't talk almost an hour and a half, so I'm going to let everybody go. And Tay would say, my grandson just turned 1. His world would be totally different than mine. Yeah, you're right about that. I got a grandson that just turned 4, and I watch him every day. I don't have to watch him. He's not here today. But I watch him every day. I watch him grow. I try to teach him everything that I need to know. You know, I'm gonna be the crazy old man back that he gonna remember when I'm dead. Yeah. Hey, there goes Rick from La La Farms. How you doing, Rick? Oh, that's okay. I'm about to cut it off in a minute anyway. I was just talking about kids and how this generation is gonna be left with whatever left of our generation. I mean, because this world is not going to be the same, I guess. You know, every generation, like my father, he was part of the greatest generation, you know, that generation. And then I'm part of the baby boom generation. Most of us is watching this now, and then they got all these other generations. I don't know what's going to be left. I think it ain't gonna be the same. I mean, right now, they what they would do with a guy like me, because I'm in the city and I got a house. If I get to the point where I can't take care of myself, they gonna stick me in a nursing home. Yeah, and we see what happened with those people in the nursing home. I had a brother of mine that was in the nursing home. He got that virus and died. And I had another cousin, Gary. He was up there. He got that virus and died. But they put him in nursing homes. To me, that's a death sentence. I would want to stay at home, but I don't think that'll be possible. If things go bad for me, and I start to get sick, stuff like that. It seems like they don't want to take care of me. Thank you, Ray. Hope you have a great day. All right, then look here. I'm gonna let everybody go. Like I said, I'm beginning to drift again. I do a lot of drifting. I hate to drift. I just was glad that everybody showed up, and I'm glad that everybody watched my video. And like I said, I got that challenge video I'm coming out with probably this weekend. So I'll see you guys later. Thank you, YouTube.